Good morning, guys. The wind doth blow. I doth have a day off. And I thought I'd give you my take on something I've seen for the first time very recently. It's currently actually on Netflix, and that is Immoral Tales. Now, there are 4 vignettes in this movie, and by the time I got to the fourth one, I was just skipping through to the end because I had seen I'm petting the cat, seen quite enough pubescent pubes by that time. So let me tell you what's up with that. Since it was a French movie, I figured I'd watch it. And there were these 4 stories. The first story is this couple, I think they're cousins. They go off to some wonderful beach, cliffy location, and the boy is totally dressed, like even has like rubber knee boots on and a hat and a sweatshirt and all. And the girl is wearing this bathing suit with this flimsy, diaphanous sort of cover up. And one thing you got to say about the French, no, 2 things. You got to say that the French have the most exquisite costumes in the world, and the second is they just can't seem to keep them on their bodies for more than 3 minutes. So in this first tale, they go to this cliff, and the boy brings a tide table. And his whole plot is that they're going to get caught by the tide in this really remote, rocky, pebbly sort of North Shore of Long Island Beach. And she's going to service him orally for half an hour while he explains what the tides are. Which is what happens. And the visuals are absolutely stunning. Seagulls and sand and cliffs and the swallows and the rocks and all this. I didn't mean that rudely. And she's like wearing just this, she takes the bathing suit off and she puts the thing back on and she's wearing this little wet strip of nothing. And all I'm thinking of while I'm watching this is, oh my God, those fucking rocks. So it's kind of like a story of old thing in that there's no explanation as to why she doesn't complain. Second one, this girl in a beautiful sort of 1890s white off linen outfit is in a church after mass, and she's fondling the paraphernalia of the altar. And then she goes home and a governess or somebody locks her in a room. The room has some great stuff in it. It has this old trunk full of French postcards. It has some 18th century pornographic engravings. It has this weird kind of doll with one arm missing, and these pictures and tapestries of some guy. I don't know who he's supposed to be. Is he supposed to be a relative? Is he supposed to be a cardinal or what? This guy. And she's lying on this cot, and conveniently, the woman who's locking her up throws her some zucchini, marrow, squash, phallic vegetables, and we know what ensues. And then she goes out the window, and as she's running in the field, some old clerical guy is after her. The third vignette is historical, though they're all supposed to be historical. They come with title cards before they start. Countess Bathory, the woman who does the bathing in the virgin blood thing. So she goes to this town, and it's very Peter Bruegel, and everybody's got the linen caps, and they're like cutting cabbages, and there's the crying baby with no pants, and the goats, and the doves. Beautifully set. So Countess Bathory and her page, who turns out to be a girl, we knew this, brings her to the castle. And then there's a whole lot of like Turkish bath kind of scening, again, with girls soaping each other up. And all during this movie, I'm thinking like, I'm just imagining the casting. Calls for this movie, because in this movie, although there's some male nudity, you probably have about 30 or more pristine French lovely bodies. Well, at least they don't shave their armpits, so you know it's historical. And I'm thinking, imagine the casting call for this, where they're, like poking us. How is she going to look in close-up? And is her mouth pink enough? So anyway, they wash these women. And then there's this scene where the Countess comes out in this gown of pearls, and they like tear them off her. We don't see them getting murdered, but then we get to see the Countess in this lovely, lovely bathtub, this lovely, I guess, zinc or tin tub of blood. Like, wow, it has to be animal blood because nothing else looks like blood but blood. So then she gets washed in the blood. Oh, that's another thing, washed in the blood, because this whole thing is sort of an anti-Catholic kind of movie. And then she gets rinsed, and then she goes to, mess about with her girl Paige, who she again puts in something diaphanous, and then she's arrested. The fourth one, by the time I got to the fourth one, okay, there's some clerical guy. He reminded me vaguely of Father Ted, some younger guy, I think it had something to do with, I don't even remember now. Oh, that guy who was saying the church was bad, and there was a lot of messing about, and at the end they're baptizing a baby, and I guess we're supposed to think it's the Pope's baby or something. Oh, Savonarola, the monk, the monk who accused them. So this whole thing is basically an anti-Catholic movie with a whole lot of nude girls in it. Again, visually stunning, but why? Why was it made? Unless it was made to scandalize people. And then this morning on Facebook, I get a repost about some Girl Scouts who were harassed while they were trying to sell programs at it was a hockey game or something. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, you put stuff like this on where all you're going to see is women, being told to give half-hour blowjobs, where they're walking about naked, where they're like writhing in locked rooms, and where they're like pleasing the Pope. What's the point? What's the point? I know you can't find a French movie without nudity in it, but why is this on now? What is it? Is it truly the beast system running now? I mean, this movie is from the early 70s. That's Mrs. Chester. I'm going to be on here again later because I have absolutely nothing to do today. So tell me what you thought of Immoral Tales. Or don't. Bye.